You are listening to the Young Black Travelers Podcast. Black voices conversing on experiential travel, dedicated to creating a global community of travelers. So, be bold, be inspired, be spontaneous. We are YBT.
So welcome to the Young Black Travelers Podcast. My name is Asher Cunningham and I am the founder of Young Black Travelers. Listen, today we decided to just have an extra episode to talk about a heavy topic, and I do have some guests with me today. But before we go into our topic for today, I'm going to have them introduce themselves. So I'm going to let Lady go first.
Why, thank you, gentlemen. Hi, everyone. My name is Tamara, and I'm here on the Young Black Travelers Podcast for this special episode for Mr. Cunningham.
Yeah. Now our gentleman.
Yes, my name is Rodriguez, and same thing here.
Good stuff.
Listen, before we get into the full conversation, so you guys have been listening to the Nigeria conversation. By the way, before Rod came in today, Rod was like, Asher, we gotta do another conversation. Rod, just in brief, tell them what they're gonna be hearing, because we're gonna do this again and we're gonna do that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. We do need to go back, because we can go back to the motherland and discover so much and not talk about it. We can't not talk about the rich history of our royalty, of our prince and princesses, of our kings. We have to go back and talk about that. And we have to go back and talk about us as Black people going back home. How does it feel?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And if you like this pitch, you should have heard the pitch before we recorded. So, trust me, he definitely petitioned for episode 4.
Oh, he did. And so we're going to do episode 4 of from our conversations from Nigeria. So stay tuned for that. You should be hearing this episode before episode 4. But listen, we're grateful for, I guess, conversations like this where we can really share our hearts and our opinions and our beliefs. And remember, these conversations are, just our opinions, and you take them as you feel, however you feel. But before we go into the main conversation, today we're going to be talking about Haiti. And so if you guys have been following the news any at all, you should know that literally there is basically riot in Haiti. Like, Haiti is it's a mess right now. And so we have 2 Haitians here with us who are going to be sharing their perspectives. But before we go there, I just want to know, when was the last time you guys were in Haiti, Tamara?
Well, for me, the last time I was in Haiti, as a matter of fact, I was either 2 or 3 years old, because that was when my mom took me back to celebrate my birthday in December. So that's the last sort of time I was there. And I just remember it from photos. I was crying. Don't ask me why. But that was actually the last time I was in Haiti. But I've had friends visit as an adult, but that was the last time I was personally there.
And so you were born in the United States of America?
Correct. I was born in the United States. I come from Haitian parents who were born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, who immigrated here from Haiti to the United States.
Wow. And at what age did your parents immigrate to the United States?
Oh, let me see. My mom, I think she was about 21, because she had me around 22.
Wow.
And then my dad, he was actually here before my mom came. So I think he was around 23 or 24. So they were fairly young when they came here. Correct.
Wow. Way younger than I am.
Yeah, well, way younger than me.
Rod, how about you? Were you born in Haiti, and when was the last time you were in Haiti?
Born and raised in Haiti. I was born in Haiti and went to school there, did all my elementary school there, and I left that paradise when I was 10.
Wow. 10.
That's young.
Dang. So you've been in the U.S. ever since?
I've been here ever since.
Oh, wow. Wait, so you've never been back?
Unfortunately, no.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's been a long time, Rod. Okay. And so, we may come back to that. Because no, Rod, I would honestly think you still have a strong Haitian accent. And so let's talk a little bit about accents, though.
Listen, the accent doesn't go away.
The accent.
I could tell you, for one, my parents have been in America since that long. And trust me, the accent does not go away. It stays no matter how much of English classes they've taken. It doesn't go anywhere.
Wow. Listen, and that's true. I mean, what I read something the other day that said, your accent become defined and stays with you, I think, after age 12 or 11, which was when I moved to the United States. I moved here, I think, at 11. And so I do have a Vincentian accent, right? And it's a very mixed accent that I have. But they do say like it is really defined by 11. But I do think in New York, it's harder because I think for people, what I've noticed who live in New York, because we're surrounded by our communities. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Because, Jamaicans are with Jamaicans, Trinidadians are with Trinidadians, Vincentian, Haitians. And so you have your accent, and even people who are not born there have an accent.
Very true. Very true. Because even sometimes, I actually used to translate a lot of times for my grandmother because she didn't really speak English or barely spoke English. So as a young kid, I translated a lot of things from English to Creole for her.
Wow.
So for me, it was just sort of just like something of instinct, like even going to church. She only went to the French Creole masses. So I knew how to say the Hail Marys in Creole. I knew how to say the Our Fathers. I knew all the songs. Bonjour, all of that. So for me, listen, so for me, I tend to have a quote unquote accent. It comes out when I'm like saying something in Creole. Although, to be honest, a lot of times when I speak to other Haitians and I speak to them in Creole, the first thing they say to me is, "Oh, you weren't born here." Yeah. And my response to them is, "It doesn't matter. You still understand me." So irrelevant of that fact, but yes, definitely.
So, let me tell you about my accent. In fact, that's a choice that I made because when I came here, I had actually decided that I'm going to get rid of my accent. I took phonetic class and everything, but in my community where I was, just like you, and in the church, in my family, there was a need for somebody who can speak English to help them in so many things. So I found myself going back and helping in everything that they needed. I even became the president of the Haitian clubs in the high school.
Right.
In college, I was involved in so many things and so many civic association that was associated with Haitian. So I find that my accent kind of defined who I was.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to stay me.
True.
In a sense. I don't know how best to explain it.
No, that's actually really good. That's really good. So we're going to move on. But we're not going to get into the tourist side of Haiti right now because we do know Haiti is in the Caribbean, a very beautiful country. Even though there is turmoil, there is still beauty.
Correct.
Wow.
There's always beauty and pain, though. So, that's the reality of it.
There's beauty and pain.
Yeah, there's beauty and pain.
Well, and so maybe this may be the end result. Once Haiti flies and soars like the phoenix does, everyone have already seen the beauty, but then that's when the beauty and the diamond will become truly the diamond. But nonetheless, we do know that Haiti has some beautiful tourist spots.
Oh, absolutely.
What are your favorites?
I haven't been to any per se, but some of the well-known ones that everyone always gets back to me on is whenever they take the cruise ship and they go to Labadie, Haiti. But when I always had a conversation with my mom about it, she's like, "It's not called Labadie. It's called Rue de la Tortue." And I'm like, okay, that's not what Carnival Cruise puts on the pamphlet.
That's also not what Google says.
Thank you. But there's always sort of like, the cruise ships go around there. I've had friends who have visited Pincheville and Jacmel, so they kind of go to the countryside a little bit. So there's definitely different areas based on who you travel with and where you go. But one of the well-known spots that a lot of people say, when someone tells you like, "Oh, Tamara, I'm going to Haiti." And I'm like, "You going on a cruise ship?" And then they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, I know where you're going," because it's one of those familiar spots to go to. But I have never been there per se. But I've heard
because you were there when you were young, and Raj, you also left when you were 10. So,
well, I do know some spot because I remember everything. It was so beautiful. Jacmel is wow. If you ever been to Cuba, it's like Jacmel. The old historic houses, a beautiful place, clean, beautiful people. This is where you have the most mix in Haiti. You find the mulattoes, the blacks, or everybody, and it's nice and beautiful. There's Cape Haitian, Cap Haitien.
Cap
Oh
Haitien,
my
okay.
God.
Haitien, yes.
Wonderful place. Where my mom is from, Jeremy.
Okay.
That's when you find more of the Indian background, the people with the Indian background in Haiti, the Tainos and everything. Oh, beautiful people and so many resources there too. And you have Pétionville, you got Kinskov. You have all the wonderful beaches in a beach that you have. You have hotels. I mean, there's so much in Haiti that we can talk about.
Wow. I mean, I've seen some of the videos.
Yeah.
And listen, Haiti is on my bucket list as a traveler. I definitely want to go to Haiti. I mean, obviously now is probably not the time to go. But when, I guess all is calm.
Right.
I'm definitely going to go. I know Jacques Mal is on my list.
How about this? When everything is calm, you and I will go.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's do this.
All right.
There you go. Look at that.
We'll
You
go.
got episode 4 of Nigeria and you got a trip to Haiti. Listen, you can't ask for much.
You can't ask for much. You're
No,
getting everything on this episode. Ron, we're going to Haiti.
Absolutely.
And hopefully it calms down within the next year.
Yeah.
Shoot. But we're going to get to that in the main conversation. But listen, so I'm also a lover of Haitian food. Oh my God.
Listen.
Oh my
See?
God.
Ooh.
I actually so Tamara's daughter is here and she's pointing to her. You cook Haitian food?
I do all the time.
Ooh,
I cook Haitian
what
food all
do
the
you
time.
cook?
I've been cooking since I was 10 years old. My grandmother taught me how to cook. The first thing my grandmother taught me how to cook, may her soul rest in peace. She died in 2005. She taught me how to make griot.
Ooh.
Listen, like, how to clean your meat, the épices, just like the frying of it, to put it
My
with
Lord.
the pickles. And, you guys call it Scotch bonnet pepper, but avec piment, like, it's all of that. And the one thing she taught me when, I was 10 years old, when she was teaching me to cook that, she was like, once you know how to make a griot, and in other words, you know how to make a rice and beans,
Yeah.
that's it. Like, that's like the culture.
Wait, how do you say rice and beans again?
Du à pois.
Douille.
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 Avec pois.
Avec pois.
Yes. So that's rice and beans.
Probably sound like
That's
a fool
that.
right now.
Now, one dish that everybody knows of, and trust me, I've gotten so many requests of it, is your typical Julia Jonjon. I mean,
rice.
listen,
Black
who
Yeah, I
rice.
love
doesn't
black
know
rice.
about the Julia Jonjon?
Julia
But yeah,
Jonjon.
Julia Jonjon. But yes, I cook Haitian
I'm practicing
food.
my
I know,
Creole
we
here.
see it.
Jesus.
No, Julia and Jonjon, like, even sometimes, like, I will sit there, like, a lot of people, like, legume, give me a good legume avec Julie Blanc.
Ooh.
Listen, you put some, like, silik in there. Like, my aunt actually made that for me recently. Silik. So it's crab.
Oh, crab. Okay,
Yeah,
silik.
so it's like the crab you put in
I'm
the
going to go back
legume.
and listen back to this episode.
I
And
know.
I'm going to be practicing my
Put it in
Creole.
Google Translate. She made that with the legume. And a lot of times people make their legume differently. So it's like mashed eggplant. Like, I like it with the eggplant. Sometimes people put, I don't know the English word for it, but militon. Or like, because eggplant is bergène in Creole.
Yeah.
Yes. But sometimes people put like militon in there, or they put cabbage in it. I'm not
I'm
a
trying
fan.
to remember the name. Yeah.
I'm not a fan,
Okay.
but I like it with just like the mashed eggplant, and then they put the meat in there, they put the seaweed in there, and you have that with some white rice. Listen, I can tell you, when I was pregnant with my daughter, all I ate was Haitian food.
Amazing.
I drove my mother insane. She was like, "You sure you don't want to order this?" I'm like, no. Can I get the maimoulin avec pois noir and my fish, please?
Yeah.
Listen,
Maimoulin avec
maimoulin.
pois.
So it's like cornmeal, but you make it with like black beans.
Yep.
And it's best to have wallet with fish, with some sliced avocado.
Waleta. What's
Listen,
waleta?
I used
What's
to have
waleta?
that with everything.
With everything,
In the
right?
morning.
Wait, what's
you'll get
waleta? What's
cornmeal.
waleta?
No, not wallet avec zabuka.
Zabok.
Yeah, the avocado. Yeah.
Avocado, yeah.
With the avocado.
Waleta.
But yeah,
That's-
no, Haitian food, and even just like Haitian street food. Like if you get some, I forgot what they call it here, but you can find it at some of the Haitian stores. Like when they make like the tasso with the bon
Griot.
appetit, with the griot.
Tasso is goat, right?
Yeah,
Goat.
with
Okay.
with the fried goat, and then they put the pickles on there. Like there's so much richness in the
Mhm.
food, and even like when you make the food, like you know it comes out of just like love and heart and
Wow.
everything that people pour into it. Like, listen, we all had, I mean, food from every culture. Like, I think you always find out best about a culture is through their food.
I agree.
Because you could definitely see the love in the food. You could definitely see what people put into the food.
Wow.
And you can feel how it was prepared and cooked and everything.
Through the food. Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Rod, what about you? I mean,
Well, she kind of said everything.
She said everything.
That's all the food.
But the typical American-born Haitian,
the American. But let me say this before we go to break. I would say this about Haitian and the Haitian culture. I feel that Haitians keep their culture. Like, even American-born Haitian, like Tamara here is completely American-born, but speaks Creole. Speaks the name of the food in Creole. And I'm sure Stella is going to come up here and going to be out here talking about pickles.
Down to the compa dancing. I got my own Haitian, music playlist.
Let's not talk about the compa,
the music and everything. The music and everything. Like, I think that's something, every culture takes pride in, where they come from. And even being American born, I could go anywhere and everybody like, where my Haitians at? I'm the loudest one screaming amongst all of my friends who are from Vincy, like you, who are from Jamaica, who are from Trinidad. I'm like, yes, I'm going to be that Haitian. But it just shows just like, who you are, just like your spirit, what runs through your veins, the courage and everything that sort of comes from your country. Like, it's always important to, even if you're born here in the United States, to still identify with your culture, to still have that be part of you growing up, So it's something that, you should never let that fall off regardless.
Yeah. You're right. Right. And I'm going to say this on this podcast. I think, you guys y'all probably going to get at me after this. The best cuisine in the Caribbean, I honestly believe Haiti has it. Haiti has it. Haiti has the best cuisine in the Caribbean. I don't know if Vincent should mad. They usually put Jamaica on a pedestal.
Listen, Jamaicans going to come for you.
They're going to come for me on this podcast, but I'm going to tell you, rice, Haitians know how to cook a good rice.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen.
I mean, Jamaicans have their dish that they cook.
Correct.
I mean, that oxtail is Jamaican.
Oh, of course.
Beef patty, Jamaican. But have you tried a Haitian patty?
Listen, there's not a single event I don't ever go to where I ask somebody, what do you want me to bring? First thing is, Tamara, can you bring the Haitian patty?
Moi.
And I'm like, all right, I got you. See? Et pas pâté mouri, pâté viande,
pâté en sort.
Listen, it's just something about it. And I'm just like, I'll get it for you. But I was like, let me make sure I got my own on the side too. Because I know when I take it there, it's going to be gone and I'm not going to have any. But
Wow. This is good. Listen, guys, we're going to go to break. And when we come back, we are going to get into the meat of this conversation. Listen, I guess we could do a whole conversation on all of this, what we just talked about. But listen, there is a crisis in Haiti and we want to get to that. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, so welcome back, y'all. We are here with Tamara and Rod. And by the way, Stella is with us in the studio. Stella, heal them up. Listen, we're having a good conversation. We're here sipping on, I'm having red wine. Tamara, what are you having?
I'm having some pink Moscato.
Pink Moscato. And Rod, what are you having?
Man, a little bit of the red medicine.
Listen, this is helping us get through this conversation. It's a great conversation nonetheless. You've heard just now about the food of Haiti and all of that. So now we're going to get into like the reason why we came here. As you guys know, at the point you're going to be listening to this conversation, Haiti is going through turmoil. And we've already know that Haiti for years have gone through a lot. We know about the earthquake from 2010. So much has happened in Haiti. It just seems like Haiti doesn't get a break. It seems like just time after time, it's just something, one after the next incident. And so, but now it's really more so political. It is more so the country, a lot is happening in the country democratically and so much more. So I want us to talk a little bit about the history of Haiti. We do know that Haiti is the first Black republic. So way before Jamaica, way before Ghana, way before all of these countries claimed their independence from their colonizers, Haiti was the first. And that was over 200 years ago. Mm-hmm. So Rod, give us the history.
And I think that establishing that history, will help us understand where we are today.
Okay.
Correct.
Because a lot of Haitians feel that the reason that we are where we are today is because of that history.
Mhm.
Because as the first Black nation, we are not only the first Black nation, but we were the one that helped the U.S. help them in their independence.
Mhm.
We were
Wow.
the one that stand at a standard to help other nations
Wow.
around the Caribbean get their independence as well.
Wow.
And that at the time, we're talking about 1804, where many were slave in the United
Correct.
States.
Mm.
Many were regarded as not even as a citizen, but as a possession. So to know that there was a republic of Black people
Mhm.
Yeah.
that stood up against the oppression and that freed themselves and people were living free
Mm-hmm.
in Haiti was something that nobody wanted anybody to know.
Wow.
Haiti set the blueprint.
Set the blueprint
Haiti
for
set the
a
blueprint.
lot of
And you
the
know,
nation.
listen, before you get into the history, I mean, I think a lot of people forget that point.
So they decided to go against colonial masters and kill many of their colonial masters, and then found one of the greatest leaders of Haitian history that many don't hear about, and that is Toussaint Louverture.
Yes.
And he took a bunch of slaves and organized them
Mhm.
into an army, a strong army,
A strong Black army.
a strong Black
Strong
army.
Black
Thank
army.
you.
Yes.
That defeated the number one nation at that time,
Mhm.
which was France and England,
Mm-hmm.
and then Spain later on. We took on their army. We beat them on our turf and
Right.
sent them back home.
Yep.
Wow.
Their best. We send them back home. And since then, Haiti had a debt to pay because of that.
Correct.
Wow. And so Haiti had a debt to pay since then. So what is that number? Because I've heard Haiti has been actually paying, and are they finished paying off that debt currently?
So after we were independent, we had our king, we were living free and everything. Then France came back many years later and then had the Haitian at the time pay $500 million.
$500 million.
$500 million.
Which I hear in today's currency is like billions,
Oh, of course.
trillions, actually trillions of dollars.
course.
So imagine how rich that
Mhm.
little island was
Hmm.
to pay that money. We're talking about
Right.
close to 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How much money, how much wealth there was in that nation.
Hmm.
So we pay that. We paid the full amount. And then that wasn't the last part. They still find ways to come back. And 1919 was the first invasion of Haiti
Mm-hmm.
by the US, by the
Wow.
way, and where they put their own in power.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left again and then came back again in 1956, if I'm not mistaken, 19,
Okay.
they come
You
back.
guys can
And
fact
that's
check
when,
us.
and
Yes,
that's
do fact
when
check.
afterward we have Papa Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, okay, listen, this is a long history and we're going to get to Papa Doc, Baby Doc, all of these others. But obviously Rod has talked about a people who were resilient, who actually overthrew colonizers, you know,
Yep.
3 countries, France mainly, but they resisted against the British people,
Mhm.
the
Correct.
Spanish people.
The Spaniards.
They were strong. And I mean, against big armies,
Yeah.
Haitians literally resisted and created the first Black Republic. So if you guys are following the story of what is happening today, basically the president just resigned.
The Prime Minister.
The prime minister
Yeah.
just resigned. And then I think 3 years ago,
The president was killed.
the president was killed.
assassinated.
So
Assassinated in this current period of time. Think about that.
assassinated.
Let that sort of marinate a little bit.
And they're also saying that is they're thinking it's an inside job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're also
Mhm.
thinking that the wife had something to do with
Yeah.
it. They're all these
So
speculations
many conspiracy theories.
because
but yeah.
it just doesn't make sense that
Right.
he was at home
Right.
secured and
Mhm.
then people got in,
Right.
killed.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, the leadership of the country, Haiti, is basically taken out.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, obviously, CARICOM came together with the US and other leaders,
Mhm.
and they basically convinced the Haitian prime minister right now to resign. This is where we are today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about how we got to this place where now they're a gang, because I think the thing a lot of people don't know about is that the gang presence in Haiti is big.
Yeah.
There's this big gang lord called what's his name?
Barbecue.
Barbecue. Why is he called Barbecue, and how did we get here?
Well, he got the name of Barbecue because when he first started, he was basically literally, he came from he was part of the army, by the way, the Haitian army, and was kicked out. And then so he took off, he found somebody who was financing him and then created one of the biggest gang. And when he goes to people to assassinate them, he quote unquote barbecue them and eat them. Eat
them?
part of them.
You lie. Eat.
Yeah. That's how they name him Barbecue, because they said he will barbecue them.
And he currently has he is the one that we're seeing on all of the media outlets who has he's the one who's talking. He has the power, and there are other gangs as well.
Yeah, Jean Serisier is the first one, but there are a lot of them.
I think I heard about 90 of them.
Yeah. There are so many of them, and they are mostly in Port-au-Prince.
Right.
So how did we get here where the gang presence in Haiti is so paramount and they're controlling and they have a stake and they could speak about what they want? They can basically make the president resign. How did we get here?
All right. So let me go back to Papa Doc.
Okay.
When Papa Doc was there, we all know he was a dictator.
Right.
And under him, he controlled the country. Under Papa Doc, although they were the Makut that was killing people, but it was the government. Right.
When you say Makut, because we have a broad audience. So what does Makut mean?
So Makut was his own army.
Right.
That he created.
Papa Doc's army.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to carry out his atrocities.
Wow.
Whatever he wanted to be done, he let them do it.
Wow.
So, but they were peace. If you were not an enemy of Papa Doc, you were able to live free. You were able to eat. You were able to do whatever you want to do. The country was working. And he kept foreigners away from the country.
Right.
It was at the time where you had Fidel Castro in Cuba. Right. You had other people there. So he was kind of like a Fidel Castro of Haiti, in a sense. So when he died, and then the son, Baby Doc, came into power, he tried to do the same thing and was unsuccessful. The people revolted against the whole army and everything and took out everybody and put Aristide. Now, Aristide was governing the country. The people was with him until the U.S. removed them in a coup d'etat. And it was removed from Haiti. And then from there, when he was they tried to return him after a while. And then the turmoil started from that point.
Correct.
And you have the oligarch during that time that was fighting for power, that get themselves in places. They had the money, all the natural resources that they were fighting for. And then they decided that this is the best way to do it, is to create our own gang to get control ourselves. In fact, it is rumored that that's the reason why the last president had to die.
Right.
Wow. So it's because of the removal of the oligarchs, why the gangs basically came into place.
Well, the oligarch created the gang so that they can get control.
They can get their control back.
This is wow. Listen, I actually was wondering if I should really have this conversation on Haiti, because, the history of this is some deep stuff.
Right.
Some deep stuff that I do believe that, hearing many different perspectives on it could actually help us probably solve the issue.
It's deep stuff, but it's also educational as well. And I think a lot of times some of these conversations, the same way we can, not to deviate, the same way we can discuss religion, the same way we can discuss so many other things, this is a conversation that needs to be had.
Makes
because
sense.
The more voices that are towards the conversation, that are towards the discussion, that are towards the problem, and not just what is in the news, is what gives that sort of just like, okay, now I can grasp this idea. This is not brand new. This is something that's from years ago, where you had someone who created their own militia, created their own army for their benefit. And we have these unrests that have happened repeatedly so period of time, because someone wants that amount of power. They want all of this back. So I mean, this is definitely an educational conversation to have.
And you
Thank
know
you.
what? You said it best. It creates awareness because
Yes.
you yourself are asking this question.
Mhm.
Why is Haiti in the state that it
Right.
is right now? Why is all these things happening?
Mhm.
So by having that conversation, we can understand now
Right.
why.
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand why to know how.
Correct.
Exactly. No, you're right.
Mhm.
Wow. So you end off at talking about the US having they were the ones who kind of started. I mean, it started way before then, but
Mhm.
the US, when they intervened, a lot of things went more south. So has a lot of the tension in Haiti been constant, because we've been hearing about Port-au-Prince,
Mhm.
and that's obviously that's the capital of Haiti.
correct. Mhm.
Has most of the tension been happening in Port-au-Prince? Has most of the aid that throughout the decades of this tension that the foundations and different companies going in, have all of this been concentrated in Port-au-Prince? How has Port-au-Prince been, I guess, dealing with all of this? Is this happening in other places in Haiti?
Well, if you really think about it, Port-au-Prince is sort of like the mainland. It's the
Mhm.
capital. That's where everything is coming in. That's when all of the export is coming in. That's where all of the aid is going to come in from. So when you want to sort of strangle a country, you hit it at its source. You
Sense.
get it to the place where you don't allow anything else to hit it.
Mm.
And so that's why there is such a huge stronghold
On
on
Port-au-Prince.
Port-au-Prince, because that's where everything sits.
Makes sense.
It's like, that's
It's a
just like
capital.
sitting here and saying, okay, Albany is the capital of New York.
Mhm.
Everyone is going to go to Albany. Yes, you can go to the other boroughs and do this and do that, but you're really going to go to
You wanna
Albany when you
strangle
really
them, do
correct.
Albany.
When you want to strangle a country, you go to where is the biggest stronghold of all of the access of everything you want to cut. That's where you cut to sort of strangle a country. So of course, they're going to hit Port-au-Prince first.
Wow. And so we're still on the gangs, because obviously they are the people who are the stronghold currently in Haiti. It was the gang president, Barbecue, who actually caused the prime minister
Mhm.
to resign. They have probably had a lot of say in a lot of things that has happened over the last few years. So what is their role in, I guess, what is happening currently? Do you think that it is positive? Do you think that, because what I've been hearing is that they've been revolting against the type of government that they want, or they're very strong opinion about the government they want. So what's going on there?
Well, at first, when the gang started, it started with the kidnapping.
Mhm.
It was a way for some sectors to get money.
Mhm.
They will kidnap somebody, ask for $1 million US, $2 million US. And the kidnapping got to a point where there was a lot. And one day, everywhere you hear about kidnapping all over, all the time. And at the time, there was, the president was there and was trying to do something about it. But it got worse and worse because it's a combination. The problem is not just the gang that are here.
Mhm.
If you allow me to go back again.
Go back.
And once again,
Mhm.
I said I wasn't going to, but there's part of the U.S. One of the policies that we have adopted in the U.S. is the repatriation of people that, if you are involved in crime in the United States, you get sent back home,
Correct.
Right.
But unfortunately for Haiti, these people were put on a plane and then just left loose in Haiti. So you're talking about gang people that committed any crime in the
Right.
U.S., people that, are in drugs in the U.S., you take them from here and you drop them in a small little island. These people only know one thing and one thing only: crime.
Mhm.
Correct.
So if you deport 2, 3, 4, 5,000 in that little island, you have a concentration
Right.
of people, of criminals who don't know nothing better but crime.
Wow.
So that's one. Two, you have, like I said, these people that are vying for powers, vying for natural resources, the oil that's in Haiti, all of the minerals that's in the land that they want, even the country itself that they want to buy,
The sugar,
the sugar, the flour, all of the
it.
natural resources. Haiti is full of natural resources. So here comes a lot of people who wants to commit crime and want money, don't know anything but to do crime. So all you have to do is give them money, tell them what to do, and you have an army of criminals.
Wow. Listen, I mean, I guess there are many different perspectives on a lot of this, because what you just talked about the depatriation or deportation of criminals. And as a Vincentian, and many people would know that is something that many other countries actually face, right?
Right.
So personally, when you say that, in my head, I'm like, they're deported to St. Vincent, they're deported to Jamaica. And however your opinions on that is, the truth is that's just a U.S. policy, and it's not only a U.S. policy.
Yeah.
It's a policy that happens in many other countries
all over.
So are you saying
However,
that
when they go back home, let's say when they go to St. Vincent, they go straight to jail.
That could be the case?
In Haiti, they just give them a ticket.
They're left
to go back home, and then they take their U.S. passport.
Right.
They don't go to jail.
No, they're just left to roam. Now,
because the state doesn't have those systems to put them back.
And then you think about that, like Rod said, you have these criminals, they're in this country, and a lot of times what's going to happen is you look for ways and methods of survival. You want to establish this power. Yeah. You want to keep this. Oh, you think align in the same way I do? Okay, let me grab you. Yeah. You think align in the same way I do? Let me grab you. There's always going to be that one person that's the leader, and then you need a follower. And like he said, it's not like they go over there and they suffer any sort of repercussion. They're just left there to sort of learn how to survive and adapt. And then what they do is they cultivate a way of living for themselves.
And all they know is crime.
All drugs, crime.
Is killing, shooting, drugs, and that's it.
Wow. So it seems like currently it is a situation where the gangs, criminals are literally the stronghold of this country. And so recently in the news, we heard that Haiti was striking this deal with Kenya to send, I think about, I can't remember the number, about 1,000 police officers. And also the number in Haiti is there are only 8,000 police officers currently in Haiti for a population of over 1 million plus.
And many of them have been killed by the gang. They are targeted by these gangs.
So, okay, wait. So it seems based on what we're talking about is we're looking at a state that is basically anarchist. It's going into anarchy, like a state ran by criminals and criminals literally, because based on literally what just happened is the criminals have the final say.
Of course.
And currently today is the 16th of March. What we learned today is there was some peace over the last few days, but today there has been more rioting because the gangs basically are not with the council that CARICOM, which was led by the Prime Minister of Jamaica and the Department of State, they're not with the council. They believe that, I guess, Haitian representation should be there, which we all agree with.
Correct.
But I think they're going to basically protest everything that is put forward. What do you guys think about that? Do you think they're going to give in at a certain point? Do you think they really want peace? Do you think they really want a solid leadership that will actually put the country back together? Do you think that they want to actually run the country?
I think they want to run the country, but they want a leadership that is appealing to them. Because if you really think about it, they want someone who is going to sort of talk that talk, walk that walk, align in the views that they see that fits them, that they can say, okay, I'm good with this. You can do what you need to do in the country, but what am I going to get back? Because if you think about them, whoever would be appointed president right now for Haiti, the amount of cleanup that you would have to do is exponential. And it's not one man that can do it. Because even currently right now, who can you really trust going there? Who can you really pay attention to? Who do you not know doesn't have some sort of secret handshake in the back with somebody else to say, yeah, we're going to go with this, but you know what? You're going to go to sleep at night and I'm going to kidnap you in your bed.
Yeah.
You just don't know. So it's definitely Haiti's solution, and not to jump ahead, is not something that's very simple. It is something that it's going to continuously be a work in progress. It's not saying like, oh, let me jot down these 6 strategies on paper and start off with 1 to get to 6. It's literally going to be 1 A through X to even get to 2, because it's not as simple as it is from the outside looking in.
Wow.
The gang members in Haiti have weapons that we've never seen in the country.
For a country that doesn't produce weapons value.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have an NRA.
Correct.
We don't even have resources like that.
Correct.
And they have more guns than the police themselves. In fact, the police are running away from them because they got better guns than they even have drones. So I don't have to tell you. So if they have the money, it's not them. But if they've been financed, if their finance is so deep, who do you trust? Where is it coming from?
Right.
Wow.
Haiti's not making guns.
Nope.
Wow. Listen, and so one of the things I've been hearing recently about what's going on is it's been happening, I think, consistently over the last few years. We've been hearing the Haitians have consistently been saying that whomever leader they currently have is not the right leader.
I mean, who will be the right leader?
So that was my next question.
I mean, at one point, you had a famed musician who sort of turned his life around, per se, after doing all the stuff he would do in Carnival. You know, who became president.
I don't care.
I don't care. I mean, come on.
Oh, he was up because I know that song. I know that song.
Michel Martelly. I mean, he was president at one point, and that wasn't good for them. It's one of those things where it's like, who is gonna be good for you?
And that was my question, because I feel like from an outsider looking in, the point is no one is good enough.
Right.
And so then who will be good enough? Because if you guys can't settle on at least accepting someone who is going to actually lead, even though you don't agree with what they're doing. I mean, we're currently in this state right now. Like right now, we're about to enter into an election where we don't know what's going to happen, right?
That's a separate episode.
But literally, we are here, but you don't hear us literally over here, like just basically overthrowing everyone, right?
But we don't have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to...
Haiti cannot decide that.
Correct. The structure we have here in the United States, we don't have the ability to do that. You have to understand, this is a country that their infrastructure is broken in itself. And it's not broken from the outside. It's broken from the inside. So it's literally how, and I go back to saying, how do you clean this up? How do you take those next steps?
And so, do we believe, because we're about to get into the solutions we think that could work. Thank you for tuning in today to this very special episode of the crisis that is currently unfolding in Haiti. Throughout this episode, we've heard from Haitians themselves. Their voices have provided invaluable insights into the history, context, and struggles of the Haitian people. As we wrap up part 1 of our podcast on the crisis in Haiti, let's remember that awareness is just the first step. It is up to all of us to take action and support the people of Haiti in any way that we can. But join us next week as we pick up part 2, where we continue this pivotal conversation and understand a little bit more about the solutions that we propose to fixing this current political crisis in Haiti. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Young Black Travelers Blog, on Threads at Young Black Travelers Blog, on Facebook at Young Black Travelers, or simply go into our website at youngblacktravelers.com. And thank you again for tuning in today, and see you next time. Take care.